Morning and welcome to 59 Minutes. My name is Levi Kones. This morning we're going to be discussing political happenings of the week, and to join me in having that discussion is Dr. David MATSANGA, Pan-African Forum Chairman. It's been a while since we talked, Daktari, about a month or two. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you very much. Good morning all over Africa, wherever you are in Africa, from the Political Command Center. Good morning for me, to the CAS fraternity, listening to us, millions of them glued this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How have you been?
I have been okay.
What are you up to politically at the moment?
I have been struggling with the war in Ethiopia behind the scenes, making sure that we try to use every type of friendship. The friendship of Nyerere, Nkrumah, Sekou Touré, Gabriel Nasser, Jomo Kenyatta, Patrice Lumumba, Amira Cabral is in me. I've been going behind the so-called Obasanjo operations to make sure that at least one of those two warring parties in Ethiopia can come to the table. And I'm a friend of one of the warring parties. Very close friend. We worked with them in London in the 1980s. We have worked in the same offices. I've been talking to active to say, please don't dismember your country. Stop the war. That is what I've been up to.
Yeah, the situation in Ethiopia. Just wondering, is that, would you say from an African standpoint that situation is improving?
Yes. The situation would have improved if Africa was united on the question of Ethiopia. As it stands now, some of us have gone in to create our own internal relationship with some of the leaders on both sides to make sure that we persuaded them. The mediation process was wrongly constituted by the AU. The ambassador there, Dr. General Obasanjo, did not tell out the truth, did not cry out the real problem. Some of us are trying to persuade the Tigray people, whom we know for a long time, like myself. I know them. I can't say I don't know them. I know them. I'm trying to say, please, let's live the spirit of Zenawi. Let's come back. Let's unite. The biggest mistake that the Prime Minister made was to shake hands with the president of Eritrea, a very dangerous guy on the continent of Africa. And no people, the biggest problem that you want to say, and I have to say it, and I will always continue to say it, is that we Africans don't speak out at each other. We don't tell each other the mistakes. When we meet, we glorify each other and say, oh, you are very good. You are very good, Kones. We should have told the president of Ethiopia, of Eritrea, you are a terrorist. Stop being a terrorist. Become a head of state. Your people are dying in India, in Mediterranean Sea, in the Sahara Desert, in Libya, being slaughtered. 3/4 of the people crossing are from Eritrea. But you are busy harboring, giving sanctuary to terrorists in Asmara, who come to kill us in Kenya, come to kill us in Uganda, giving support to them through Asmara. The biggest problem is in African continent is that guy. That's why the war in Ethiopia will not end.
Now, coming back inwards towards, East Africa, we have seen the role that Kenya has taken in being at the forefront of trying to negotiate matters to do with Ethiopia. We have also seen that, in Kenya itself, for example, one of the things that has piqued people's interest is the fact that there is a vacancy coming up at the ambassador of the US position, and it's being filled by someone who is a very close ally of Biden, in fact, a billionaire who was even funding her campaigns. What does it say about the US interest in this country? And why do you think that will?
The United States interest in Kenya is is strategic. Kenya is a strategic partner, ally of the United States. Any professor of international law, doctor of international law, if any political scientist of international relations will tell you, Kenya is strategically placed in the Horn of Africa, in Central Africa, in East Africa, a strategic partner of the United States. The influence of the Chinese coming in because of the lack of proper direction of American foreign body policy that was under the former president, Trump, who did not regard some of the African countries as key to the foreign policy of the United States outside the United States, is being reversed by the current administration in Washington. So Washington would like to bring in people who can actually understand the problems of the people of the region. The ambassador coming here is a business-minded, economically-minded person, like Uhuru Kenyatta is in Kenya. Uhuru Kenyatta is economically minded. Forget about this other one of yours who runs around the other one. He is just a small business broker, you know. Uhuru Kenyatta is not a business broker. He's a man whose background is economically grown in an economic situation. He likes business. He likes to do things. He likes to do things for the country. He likes to see glamour, like the road that we see across Nairobi. If you were in Nairobi 2 years ago and you come back here now, you would tell me there is something wrong, which is very good, not wrong, but very good. Are you yourself? When this dust,
is it just about business, Daktari?
Let me make my point. Let me make my point. When this dust is collected, removed, you will love Uhuru Kenyatta for the legacy. So the United States has seen a star in Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. That's why they are sending a high-powered former CEO of very important organization to come to Kenya as a springboard of United States foreign policy in the region.
Some are saying, though, Daktari, that there is also a regime change angle to it. You know, that they come towards the elections of this country. Yes. That there's a keen interest because you see where Kenya is. Of course, things have not been so good in Ethiopia. We know how they are in Somalia. We know that democracy is wanting in Uganda, for example. We've got trouble down in Burundi. Tanzania are still getting on their feet in the post Magufuli era. So Kenya looks like the hub, and then they say it's next to everywhere. Really, 4 hours from South Africa, 4 hours from Nigeria. A couple of hours up to Cairo, and in looking at the country, there is a desire by Western nations like the United States to be able to have a say on who leads Kenya next, especially in the coming elections. Would you say that is true?
Who leads Kenya next is not decided by the United States of America. It's decided by you Kenyans. And of course, Kenyans, the United States will not like a thief to lead this country. I'm sorry. If you are taking me that route, I'm going to be very brutal. And some of his supporters on this television might shut down their eyes. The United States of America does not like thieves, does not like conmen, does not like people who don't observe rights, does not like angry people, does not, what's the difference between a Taliban and some candidates in Kenya that I see? What's the difference? People who don't heal,
If you say that.
Muna utu, mmefanya you have already done mistakes. You don't see the mistakes you made. Bado you uko na bravado. You are beating the chest.
But people would say, there is a difference between
the US will not support, in short, the US will not support a thief, a corrupt person to take over this country.
So you are confirming that they would be up to even regime change then? You know, the kind of thing you
Would
always
you
say
ra-
here is not acceptable for African countries. Because if you say, if I think that you're a thief and you're standing, and the people elect you, for example, what is it to me?
Those who elect a thief are mentally deranged.
A what?
Are mentally deranged.
Yeah, but what if they do? You see, even if I thought you are a thief, and I say you're a thief, you're a thief, and the people elect you, then what?
You are taking, boss, you are taking me to a route where I'm gonna take you and sink you down that way. Let's come to this route and be balanced. If you are going to elect to ask me questions that lead me to that route which I don't like, the route that I don't like, there are no things that I've told you on this television which have not come true. Show me one. Show me one. Show me one. You started interviewing me 6 years ago. Show me one which has not come true. I told you the judiciary in Kenya is wrong. Isn't it true? I told you that there is corruption. Isn't it true? I told you that Chebukati is a wrong man to touch your votes. Isn't it true? Isn't it true now? What is Chebukati saying? Isn't his? Is this not a paper? What is he complaining? What? You at least clap for me. Clap for me and say I
clap for you on this show. We'll have to clap for you after.
No, clap for me. Some of you Kenyans, when you see me talk on this television, you think I'm a kid. I'm a kid. I'm 6 years old.
Tari, that some of that.
When I went, some of the thieves you praise, they are not in school. So please give me credit. I have seen a lot.
But actually, there are some who would say that truth is relative depending on where you're standing from. There's some people who are saying the judiciary is working very well. There are those who are saying, I mean, look at the judiciary now. Many of their court orders are being ignored.
Have I ever changed my, brother, have I ever changed my stand since I saw you?
Have you done what, sorry?
Have I ever changed my stand since I saw you?
No, you haven't.
No, me. No, I came here, listen, I came here in 2000. I came in 2008, stopped the ICC from going to take 2 younger men, 6 men. Didn't I do a good job? Have I changed? I told you I would dismantle it. I did. From that time, I've stuck on Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. He's a Pan-African. Have I changed? Where have you seen me go? Where Uhuru goes is where I go. I don't change. You can even leave me alone single-handedly. I will deliver Uhuru to the best place. I don't care because I studied a subject called political science. To the last iota on planet Earth, even if you bring me an exam, when the eyes are closed, I will pass. Do you have any problem with that?
No, I hear you.
Do you have any problem with that? So for me, don't tell me about a thief. Don't tell me about a corrupt person. Don't tell me. I've told you the judiciary in Kenya is captured by activists.
And yet, Daktari, not everybody sees it that way. Some see it as if the judiciary is doing their job and is actually being, tripped up by the executive.
Don't you?
I mean, take for example, let's just take an example of the case of the ruling against the DCI.
You have brought it nicely.
Take for example that ruling, saying that and it's on the newspaper today that he needs to go to.
A good thing. You have brought a good thing on Kinoti.
Yes.
You are saying
take for example that ruling.
A ruling against DCI.
If the court says, no, let me ask you, then you come to it. If the court says that you, Daktari, need to report to jail tomorrow, and a ruling comes to that effect, or me for the example, shouldn't I report to jail and then fight the system once I'm inside? Because that is the ruling as it is now. Because today we are jailing people all over Kenya. There are people who are going to be told to go to jail today. 2 months, 3 months, 9 years, whatever. They are expected to adhere to that ruling by the court. If we've got people at the very top echelons who cannot adhere to that, to the rulings of the courts, then what are we saying, Dr.
Let me tell you, I want to teach you and I want to educate you because it looks like you don't even know the Kenyan.
I'm happy. Let's go step by step.
Yes. Look at when Kinoti comes on your door or when any CID officer comes and finds you with a panga, he collects the panga that you used to kill your wife or your child or your friend or another person. That panga is collected and taken to court as an exhibit. Mr. No, wait, please, I'm teaching you because you don't know. Once an exhibit is collected, Mr. Wanjigi had guns. Some of the guns are don't look at cannot going to prison only. Fine. You want to take him to prison? He's not the first person who has gone to prison. People will go to prison, but you go to prison when you have a mistake you have made. What mistake did he not make? He's an officer who impounded the guns. There is an agency in this country called Kenya which keeps the guns. Once Mr. Kinoti has investigated, handed the case to court, Kinoti does not keep the guns anymore.
That is made, Daktari.
No, wait.
A ruling is out. Should you then ignore a ruling of a court?
No. Wait, my son.
Because if we all did that, what would happen?
Please, I'm an international, I studied international law. I'm not happy. This cheap 1 degree from Nairobi University, please. No. I want to tell you frankly, Kinoti does not keep guns in Kenya. Unless you want Kinoti for another thing. Kinoti hands over the guns to the registry, which keeps the guns. The guns that Wanjigi had are with the registry. They are no longer in the hands. Even when Kinoti wants to take one of the guns back, he can't get them anymore. Whoever is doing this ruling is not ruling from the planet Moon. He's ruling amongst us in Kenya. We know very well. If you want a pistol in Kenya, you go to the firearm office, isn't it? You go to Kinoti. Does Kinoti give the pistol? If Kinoti arrests a cocaine dealer with 200 kilos of cocaine, does Kinoti take the cocaine to his house or takes it to the central registry which keeps exhibits? Answer me. So why do you come to issue a warrant to a wrong man? No.
The layman like me.
Don't reason like a villager from Tarubo.
But let me tell you, this is okay because it's a...
Please, if you are...
The layman is one who's counting here. Because here's the thing, Daktari. From our point of view, as people who obey the law in the country, as people who are also subject to court rulings in this country, you know, as people who would go to court and a ruling would be made against us and would follow, one would just ask simply, why not prove that in court? Why ignore?
No, if you have one judge who doesn't like you, because you have collided over a woman, or you have collided over a date, it looks like now every Kenyan should see whether Judge Murima he wants to follow only one man. How many people here have not obeyed court orders? How many? Nyenye msilete mavurugu kwa siasa kwa serikali ya Uhuru Kenyatta. Don't bring vurugu hapa. Don't bring vurugu. You are destroying this government. Someone was doing. They have been wanting to know. Why are you not looking for people? You think
I hear you, Daktari. I hope you're also hearing me when I'm asking the question in terms of and I see you have a lot of passion about this. But also you're seeing my concern in as far as the question is concerned in terms of, you know, if we develop a system where we are where we are okay with certain rulings and not okay with others, and you know, judges can rule against you. Even me, I can go to court today and the judge rules against me and I feel it was unfair. Even when I feel it was unfair, I follow. You know, it was like what happened in 2013. NASA said, you know, it was called then, said we don't agree with the ruling of the Supreme Court, but we respect. You know, we don't agree with it. We don't like it. We think this was not, you know, was done unfairly to us. So if we do that, for example, and you know, and as you said, how many people have ignored court rulings? There are many. That's just the question I'm saying. We are setting a precedence to the point where if tomorrow we are in an election because we are 10 months away from an election, this is where our concern comes from. And that election is disputed, for example. And then you have a court ruling that decides the election. And one party decides that this particular ruling was unfair because Judge X, Judge Y, maybe I know him, or we had a run-in some time back. Where would that put us as a country, Dr. Do you see the precedents that it could set? You know, these things, not just this ruling about Kinoti, but several rulings.
Okay. Can I explain it to you? Finishing the minutes, we have very few minutes. And very soon you are going to say, come today. Can I be the one talking? You are invited. Please ask one question and I then talk. The question of Kinoti. Kinoti does not keep the guns once he has got them. Let's agree on that. There is an agency. There's an agency. Okay. Can I have? Okay. Can I go to the second point? The second point is the judge does not make rulings outside from planet Venus or Mars. He knows he lives in this country. He knows that the DCI, the CID officer, who comes to knock on your door, who arrests you with cocaine, does not take that cocaine to his house. Is it true or not true? So why do you now follow a CID officer who arrested a criminal at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport with cocaine to ask him and give him a sentence to go to jail if he doesn't produce that cocaine, if it is lost? I'm asking you so that I teach some of you. Come and I teach you free lessons. This following of Kinoti, you are creating a precedent where very soon everybody here in the government, in the executive, is going to be taken to committee. Why? Because someone has captured the courts. The judiciary of Kenya has been captured, and we know the person who has captured it. When he says he doesn't like you, they take you down. We know. And don't think
precedents could be set also the opposite way, that unfair things could happen, and that's our precedents as well. And that's a valid point.
Listen, Chebukati was told, Mr. Chebukati was told to open the servers in 2017. Did he obey the order? Have you taken him to court?
He said they were asleep.
Yeah, so in France, no, listen. In France, we are still sleeping in France, isn't it?
We are still sleeping in France.
Yeah, okay. Now why do you go for Kinoti only? Because why don't you ask, where are the killers of Sergeant Kinei? Cold blood. Who are these who brought arms, fake arms deals? Judges should make rulings which are...
Where do we solve this problem? Because the case can be made either way. Clearly, the case for ignoring some rulings can be made by saying, you know, there's a precedence of bad rulings, and some people feel slighted because of this and that, and this is not following due process, or this evidence was not taken into effect. Then the other case can be made that, you know, there's some impunity in ignoring court rulings. So as a country, where do we solve this problem?
BBI.
BBI. Treni ilianguka, MATSANGA. Daktari.
Listen to me. Listen to me. And listen very well. You went to school, you have a master's degree. And you are even, I am told, I've seen from your from your mom. Your mother has told me you are studying for a second one. Please don't reason like a man who never went to school. This country needs a redemption strategy. This country needs to heal. This country needs truth telling. This country needs restitution, reparation, accountability, which leads to the big word called healing. That Kenyatta, President Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila Amolo Odinga have said. Kenyans and the same courts said no. Now you are putting two antagonists on ballot paper. You are putting a motor machine from the Rift Valley called Ruto. It's a motor machine, it's a good orator, good politician. You are putting Raila Amolo Odinga, a very good Julius Caesar orator, with so many good things on the ballot paper. And let me tell Kenyans today, this is the end of the year program, the one that will make news. That you are putting these two people on ballot paper. And you Kenyans are sitting there laughing. Huda, oh, Sijuinini, oh, this, you are laughing. In 2007, these signs in the heaven were there. I was here. I was in Kenya. I saw these signs. Don't tell me I was not here. Things started the way they are. Tell me one of those guys, if you have...
You know, that can never happen again. They even say that
if you have not arranged good elections, tell me any of those who will accept the results. Tell me, wasn't the BBI going to arrange these elections? A new electoral system?
A lot depends on the referee. In fact, just about everything hinges on him.
Have you seen the referee? Have you seen what the referee?
A lot depends on the referee. And how free and fair the process is seen to be.
This is the referee. My brother, you see the referee?
Yeah.
This is Wafula Chebukati telling you today that he is under siege. You want me to speak in Ugandan English so that you understand? Because that's where your mother comes.
We understand Ugandan English.
Your mom comes from there.
There's a guy who says
understand better.
But
yes. So let me tell you frankly, this election, if I were Kenyan, I would tell my president, first of all, unite people first, then come for elections. These elections, you can see shambly. They are being shambly organized. Produce a war. A war. No Kenyan wants that. MATSANGA, I went to the ICC.
Either.
Everybody wanted to kill me. Makau Mutua, Maina Kiai, Iradiel Otieno, Harin Duvi, Jonjo Mue, they wanted to finish me. Because I was standing for these two younger men, or the six of camp, that there was something wrong. Because I knew ICC more than anybody. I don't think Ruto knew there was ICC in 2005. I knew. I made applications. I made 21 applications. Ruto to say thank you to me? No. He's now bumping his chest. It doesn't matter. I did not come for reward. But as an elder in African Umofia clan, I have the right to something which is wrong. Your elections in Kenya are not well prepared. They are beginning to show signs. There is no money, and then Wafula come to say it will lead to nullification. Then why are we wasting 42 billion shillings, which Kenyans can enjoy by another dispensary with a new COVID?
You know what you're suggesting,
that killing us.
In terms
why don't we buy new hospitals? But
I'll tell you what you're suggesting in terms of being better prepared is not going to be an easy swallow, because too many people are too invested in the next elections to say, you know, let's go back to the drawing board. I mean, think about it. It's December. We are to go to the polls in August. We have about 7 months because we can't even carry August because it's the first week we are going to the election. Actually, we have just about 7 months sharp, and and reducing rapidly. You don't think we have enough time to get this ship turned around in terms of the preparations?
The only way to turn the ship around is to stop the election. I'm sorry.
That's not a popular statement, and people will even bash you for that.
No, you can't. You know what? It is better to say the truth and be hated. No, it is better to say the truth and be hated. The preparations of this election are not adequate. Can I repeat in good English, which I studied in 1962, 63, 64? The preparations for these elections of yours in Kenya are not adequate. They will cause a conflict in the end. Like it, hate me, don't like me, call me a Ugandan, thank you, I can go. I would know where to go. I have a house. I will not sleep on a tree. But I pity the women of Jerusalem. Cry for your children because you have a bad election being organized by Chebukati. You have a very bad election. If this is what it is today, you have a very bad election. And any schooler in the world who doesn't tell you that this election is bad, those who should think very seriously that put the nation of Kenya first, then think of the position of president later. You cannot go to an election with this type of confusion that is surrounding it.
There's time to sort out
what we call gerrymandered. It is, yes, we need to stop the gerrymandering of an election. The election in Kenya is being gerrymandered by the chairman and his commission. You find them in the hotels seated with candidates. So what do they do at night with candidates during the evening? Why is it that they are not meeting all the candidates? So is this an election that you want to hold here?
We can only hope that they will somehow turn the ship around and begin to tell us that things are in place. There's voter registration coming up in January. We are hoping that will run well.
The only way to, I will emphasize this, and I will emphasize the President Uhuru Kenyatta's message. BBI might have stopped, but one day, one time, it will be done for this country to be stable. For this country to be stable, there must be redemption strategy. What is the redemption strategy? Accountability, truth-telling, reparation, restitution, and healing, plus reconciliation.
You said that for a long time, Dr.
If you don't have your
last statement as we go, but you have said that for quite a while.
Yes, my last statement is, if you are going to Malaba, and then you stop at the Banti Forest, you look at your house where you used to live 40 years ago. Someone is cooking in that house, and you are sleeping in the boys' quarters in Nairobi. Have you reconciled? Have you? Have you?
Depends.
And those are the questions.
Yeah,
yes.
It depends on who you are. But I hear what you're saying. The question is quite serious.
I'm always open. I'm always open. I come out to say my things.
Deep reflection.
Hate me.
Thank you, Dr.
Reflect and see you who is sleeping in somebody's house and the owner is still on the streets in Nairobi. Reflect and make it good side. Move forward with your one country. One. Have I hit the point for you?
I hear you. Thank you, Dr. I appreciate discussion. Want to wish you a Merry Christmas, a very Happy New Year. I think you should do the same for our viewers. And,
have a nice one. This one, we have been interrupted. We have been interrupted by I don't know, your network. I don't know how people.
We are going to sort that out. In the coming year, we are coming bigger,
but
better.
My points are,
and more.
My points.
Yeah, we're coming more revamped.
My points are very clear. I wish the chairman good time, good Christmas. Thank him. He's my friend for a long time. I want to thank him for having allowed me to speak on his TV for this time. I hope also wish the people of the Rift Valley good time, the people of Kenya good time, the people of Western, entire East Africa, the entire Africa, the best time that you can afford to have. We know we are under COVID regulations. Stay away, keep a distance, wear a mask. Where possible, don't go to places if it is not necessary. Thank you.
True. Thank you, sir. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. That's the 59 minutes for this morning. A little bit of a hiccup here and there with the network, but you know, at least we were able to get a lot of that show. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Stay tuned for Leah coming up with the lawsuit. And have a good day.